Okay, so a woman says that she hates men. She hates all men. All men are trash. All men suck. Is that sexist?
No.
Okay, a man says the same thing about women. Is that sexist?
No. Maybe he's gay. That's not sexist. Maybe he's just gay.
That's like,
and he doesn't want to admit it.
would be the epitome of what sexism is. Okay, so what is sexism to you then?
It's not seeing the value in someone simply because of the stereotypes of women should do this and men should do that. Like, you don't think that a woman is capable.
Your boy Oouchie. Tonight, one table produced two people holding a ruler they refuse to stand next to. A man who wants a virgin wife but says you'll just have to take his word. And a woman who says women can't be sexist toward men, who then could not tell you what sexism is. Same disease, two different outfits.
Virgin, so I am looking for a virgin wife. It's very, very difficult, and I'm 25 years old. It leaves me having to date quite a bit younger.
Don't you just hate it when that happens? When you are forced to date barely legal girls, it's the worst, right? Because you need to be with somebody who is a virgin. And it's not enough to be with somebody who is willing to wait until marriage or has rededicated themselves to that. We definitely need a fresh virgin for some reason. And unfortunately, that just leaves young girls like, damn. And like I've said many times before, I have zero issue with people who want to wait until they get married. More power to you. I personally wouldn't do it as somebody who was divorced and did not experience sexual compatibility. I actually do feel like that is really important. But if people want to wait, that is totally fine. But when you have somebody saying, listen, even if somebody is willing to wait because of their past, it's just not going to work for me. And unfortunately, I got to date really young to get that virgin. I think that's where you lose me. And I feel like this has less to do with God and your morals of wanting to wait and has more to do with wanting to be with a woman who is pure and untouched and a lot of other misogynistic things. And did I mention young?
All right.
25, a virgin, wants a virgin wife and says that means he has to date quite a bit younger. Hold on. If your standard only exists in a shrinking age bracket, that's not a standard. That's a countdown. And I want to be fair to the man for a second because I'm about to be very unfair to him later.
File for even liking, 19-year-olds, thinking that they're pretty wild.
Yeah. So you guys saw that clip. If anybody wants to jump in, anybody have a thought? Okay, you have a thought?
I think you do deserve a fresh young virgin.
That's pretty cool. And I need to make this clear. I said that I want a virgin wife. And I can't believe people just can't accept the fact that a man wants something. Like, seriously, come on. I mean, I'm not saying it needs to happen. I'm kind of at that point where I've been on so many dates and I've had so many crazy experiences that at this point I'm like, yeah, if I ever get married, she basically has to be a virgin. But at the same time, that's what I want. It's a standard. And women definitely have an issue with a guy that has standards like that because I think it makes a lot of them nowadays feel a lot less because they're not that anymore.
I have a question a little off topic, but is it allowed in your religion to use hand? A hand.
To what?
To use
hands?
Yeah.
Any sort of sexual gratification out the door. What? No busting.
You're asking?
Here's his best case, and it's stronger than the room let it be. He is not asking her to do something he didn't do. He waited. He's still waiting. Half the men hollering about wife material have a body count they can't count, and he's not one of them. A man is allowed to want what he wants and let you walk. That's not misogyny. That's a filter, and everybody in that room uses one. If he'd stop right there, he wins the night.
When you go younger, the more likely they have more likelihood of actually being a virgin in general, and so you tend to date somebody that's younger. And a lot of girls get offended by that. I got a couple angry DMs after I posted that video where girls were like, how dare you say that? I'm a virgin and I'm 30 years old. And I'm like, well, that's great, but you shouldn't be offended by the fact that when women are on the planet for longer, they tend to give into the programming of modern culture, and they'll usually end up collecting about 10 bodies a
But
year.
same goes for men. Like, what guarantees her that you're actually a virgin? Your word?
What guarantees her that I am? Yes, it would have to be my word.
Because I mean, for girls, and I don't know, and I mean, if anybody feels comfortable sharing, but like when a girl loses her virginity, it's very noticeable.
Interesting. Noticeable.
Wait, what do you
Okay,
mean by
yeah,
that?
so
Some girls
I don't think that's the
bleed.
case with
Some girls
guys.
bleed. Yeah, the hymen gets broken.
So that's
Yeah.
what I mean. Like, there is. How can we tell that you are a virgin? You know, your
You can
word?
believe that I'm lying. If you think, all right, well, first of all, do you think that
But he didn't stop there. She asked the only question that matters. What guarantees her that you're a virgin? And the man says, it would have to be my word, his word. But 2 breaths earlier, her proof was supposed to be anatomy. Sir, you built a whole ruler, handed her the measuring in, and kept the honor system for yourself. That's not purity. That's a background check that only runs on one applicant.
I would actually come on here and tell you guys, like, hey, I'm a virgin? Because I'll tell you, in most situations in today's society, dudes think you're weird and girls think that you're weird. Like, I go out on dates with girls, they figure out about that, and they're actually usually like, that's weird. That's weird, because they look at you and they say, well, you can't get a girl.
You get no
Because most guys, or a lot of guys out there that are virgins, are incel.
And when she flips it, how can we tell you're a virgin? The whole thing folds into trust me. Trust me is not evidence. Trust me is what you say when you wrote a rule you can't pass.
I think Marco Rubio could have a good chance. I don't know who on the Democrat side. It's probably going to be Gavin, I think. So going to B Kush. Women can't be sexist towards men. Okay, so this is sort of similar to the black people can't be racist towards white people. So you think women can't be sexist towards men?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, why is that?
Because we don't judge them based off, like, well, of course some girls, but this is just my personal opinion. I don't judge men off of like, oh, if you're not making enough money, you're not a man. You know, I think at least I go for personality, and if he's funny, like you said, like, I'm not really looking for, oh, if you don't make this amount, you can't date me. I don't think I can say things like that to a man.
I wish we had a Spanish translator. I don't know if this is a misunderstanding. Like
I don't think that like
what
all
is
the
it? English is a second ESL. I don't know if it's like an ESL thing, but what does that have to do with sexism?
Because, for example, a man can be sexist towards a woman when they say like, oh, because you are a woman, you have to cook, you have to clean, you have to do this. So in the same way, I wouldn't say, oh, because you're the man, you have to provide.
Now, the other side of the table, and I'll be honest, this one's genuinely arguable. She says women can't be sexist toward men. There's a real academic argument in there that bias plus institutional power is a different animal than a rude opinion, and our smarter people than me have made it. I don't buy it. Prejudice doesn't need a building behind it to be prejudiced. But if you think the power part matters, you're not crazy, and I want to hear it. What I can't do is watch somebody hold that position and then not be able to define the word.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think there's maybe a misunderstanding here. So, can women be sexist towards men?
No.
Okay, let me ask you a question. If a woman says she hates men. Hold on.
Klein donated $100. History informs your life. It doesn't define your future. It's easier to blame bad decisions on external influences than to accept your own actions. Own your choices and deal with the consequences.
Well put, Klein. Well put. Okay, so a woman says that she hates men. She hates all men. All men are trash. All men suck. Is that sexist?
No.
Okay, a man says the same thing about women. Is that sexist?
No. Maybe he's gay. That's not sexist. Maybe he's just gay.
That's like
he doesn't want to
would be
admit
the epitome
it.
of what sexism is. Okay, so what is sexism to you then?
it's not seeing the value in someone simply because of the stereotypes of women should do this and men should do that. Like, you don't think that a woman is capable of being the breadwinner, and maybe a woman doesn't.
He hands her the cleanest test in debate history. A woman says all men are trash. Sexist. No. A man says all women are trash. Sexist. And she says, no, maybe he's gay. Maybe he's gay. Ma'am, you just invented a sexuality loophole for bigotry. That's not an answer. That's a hostage note. You didn't fail the test. You set the paper on fire and asked for a different subject.
Think that a man is capable of taking care of the house.
Okay, so how about... Oh my God, I don't even know. It's like, how do you even respond to this? All right, I'm going to skip you on that because I don't think it's going to be productive. Okay, you also think that women do not have... You're 50-50.
That's not me.
Sorry, that's Nay, my bad. You said men are more privileged in society than women. Why is that?
Then the host asks what sexism actually is, and out comes a definition so wide it catches everybody and convicts nobody. And he says the quiet parts. How do you even respond to this? And moves on. That's the whole problem with the position. It's not built to be examined. It's built to end an argument. Second, somebody asked it a follow-up question. It's got nowhere to stand.
I think I take my answer back. Because
you take it back.
I think you said something about it's been debunked that men
wage
make...
gap? Yeah. That's it? Okay, all right. And then you also are 50-50 on a woman should not be rejected because of her weight. You're 50-50 on that. How so?
I take that back too. No, I really do, because now I'm thinking about it. A man has every right to reject a woman for her weight. I think a man has a right to do that.
All right, that's fine. Let's see here. Past should not matter. Kayla, you agree past should not matter. Daria is 50-50 on that. Is anybody else? B-Kush, passion.
And watch what happens when the pressure comes off. She takes it back, says a man has every right to reject a woman for her weight. That's growth, and I'm not going to clown her for getting there. That's what the whole night should have been. Not defending a position because you already said it, but letting somebody walk you to the edge of it and admitting what you see. Both of them came in with a rule for everybody else. Only one of them let it get tested. So tell me where I'm wrong, because I know somebody's typing. Can a man ask for a virgin wife if the only proof he'll offer is his word? Drop it in the comments. Subscribe if you rock with the real conversation. And remember, we say the things everybody wants to say but won't.